Welcome back to Man from the Mist. As I say, next video is going to be fixing my Dremel, because if you remember, I used to use this to grind out the broken taps and broken studs in the final drives. Didn't want the Davy Brown 990, and we've damaged it because it does say in the instructions that you shouldn't run these for more than 15 minutes at a time and then have a rest between to let everything cool down. Well, I didn't, did I? And it started getting a bit hot and it started making funny noises, and there was sparks and all sorts coming out of bits and pieces here. And then I switched it off and I thought I'd better leave it because it's not looking very happy. So let's take it to bits, see if we can find out what's going on with it. So to take it to bits, I've got a pair of pointy nose pliers, tweezers, and a little screwdriver with the Torx in the end. Little Torx setting, and the Torx is T15H. I don't know what the H stands for, but 15 is the size of it. T15H. Right. So, first job, remove the little spring clip, because you've got to be able to split the body, haven't you? That's 5 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeps the body together. These are the Torx screws. We're trying today to do this in our sunroom. It's the only place that's got a bit of sunlight in it today, but unfortunately it's got a plastic roof and keeps coming away, heavy showers. So we might be doing a bit of Bundy Bear the day. We might have to be, depend upon how bad it gets, we might have to be breaking off to see if we can get the audio clear or not. So we can get these out. Right, there's 2 in there, but they are slack. Take the top side, I'm sorry the table's rocking. We'll take the top side off the side where the screw heads are in, because all the electronics are in the bottom side. One, there's another screw there somewhere. You don't want to be losing these screws. So it pays you to take them all out, keep them somewhere safe. We'll put them in the body. We'll put the body there. Right, now, so we've got here, got what? 2 brushes, commutator, rear bearing, fan, little lock. This little lock, take that out now. This little lock and the spring, pop that into there. That's what, when you're trying to loosen your tools off the end, you push the lock in and it engages into one of these teeth and locks it up so you can undo your little tools. So let's have a look at this. Right, we can see in there, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in here. You can see in there there's a burned or melted wire. So we're going to take the armature out. Take the armature out, we're going to remove the bushes. Carefully, take the caps off. Pull the brushes out. Again, pop them in there. Now, if you look in there, they actually look as though they're threaded, but they're not. These brushes cannot be changed unless you actually split the body. It would have been nice little design if you could have just unscrewed the caps, put new brushes in, put the caps back in, and I thought you could originally, till I opened it up and seen that you can't get them out. That one definitely looks like a thread because it's on a taper, but yet they do not. They do not screw in any way, shape or form. Okay, what we're going to do now, Let's remove the armature. Brushes are out. We can remove the armature. These wires, see the fittings there? They are tiny little spade fittings that simply plug into those slots. When you pop it back together, you have to make sure that all of those are back in place. And if you've took it right to bits, you've got to make sure that this one here with the, I think it's a resistor on it, or a diode, is on the switch side. And that feeds the bottom plug on the windings, because there's 2 top plugs, 2 bottom plugs. That one comes from the bottom plug, and this one, the side brush carrier, goes to the top plug, so that diagonally opposed. Right, to get this out, we're just going to lift up on the end very carefully, very gently. You can't get this out without total disassembly. All you need to do is clear the fan off the plastic here. And then ease this out. Like that. That rear engine mount is just a rubber bush in a plastic cap. That's all it is, and it sits in that little seat in there. Like that. But you've got to, when you put it back together, we're going to have to make sure that the bearing's right in, otherwise it's pushing forward up to here. Okay, so you can see there quite clearly the damage that's been done. We've melted a wire coming from this clip on the commutator across to this set of windings in here, and it looks as if it's burned through to the winding below. As a winding comes this way as well, probably from one of these windings returning to the commutator. But that's what's caused what problem. Lovely, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, so we need a replacement. You can probably rewind these, but to be honest with you, a replacement complete like that is, you buy replacements for about 36 quid plus VAT plus postage. You get it at your door 46 pounds, something like that. Probably not worth messing on with, because if you go to rewind it, you're going to have to rebalance it, you can reseal it. A lot of work there for 40 quid. So, right, let's have a look. So, we've got our replacement here, direct from Bosch, from the manufacturers. This isn't a Mickey Mouse one from China. This is the one that's gonna work. And it comes complete, balanced, all done, ready to go to work. I must admit, that looks a better job than that one, mind. You can see here where the insulation's ended, and it doesn't look such a clumpy mess as that one. All right, let's get that one put below. Okay, let's put this back together, see if it works. So, reverse process. We're manoeuvring here on my table, aren't we? Now, it doesn't matter if those come out. You you might find it actually easier to take them out, put your armature in, put the cap on, lower it into the body, and then realign the wires. It doesn't really matter. Where's my pliers? Now, fan's gone into its housing here. The bearing's in its housing here. It's this end of the windings at the bottom, not this is the top, at the bottom, it's just catching on that piece of plastic casting there. So you've got to push the windings back gently into position to get everything just to drop in like that. Test that everything works beautifully. Okay, now make sure our brush holders are in place, because don't forget when we've picked it up we could have picked the wires up with it. These wires here, just make sure all your wires are down in position, and it's between the screw hole and the casing for these rear mounts. The wires lift up, and as you can see there, that brush holder isn't in place. So we just make sure it is in place. Make sure all your wires in, make sure all your little connectors are in. Especially the one that's right down there. Both sides, because that is your bottom connector down here. This wire runs underneath here. You can see in there, see the red wire? That's what feeds that. Okay. Just make sure that everything is back as far as it can go. Okay, happy with that. Now, brushes. If you look at your brushes will only fit in one direction, right? Because of the shape of them. You can only get them 180 degrees out. You cannot get them anything else. You can't put them in 90 degrees wrong. And then your caps, your little discs on that contact your springs. This one's a little bit awkward because of the switch mechanism, but you can get it. Right, now our little tool lock. Little tool lock goes in there. Watch for it disappearing on you, because it'll and away it goes. Now our Dremel 4000 casing back on. Okay, screws back in. Got a runny nose today. It's gone dark again. I think it might be going to give a bit of a rain. I think it was hailstorming before. Terribly dark outside. Right, these don't need to be dog tight. You're merely just bringing the two plastic casings together with it. One, two. And we'll put our clip back in place. And there's the rain just starting. Right, now plug it in, give it a whiz, see if it works. Moment of truth. So we can switch it on. If I fall over twitching, you know I've got something wrong. If I've got a big smile on my face, you know I've got it right. Turn the speed down, little speed, turn that speed down, right? Job's good. Put Dave's light back in, I'll get wrong. Right guys, that was a quick fix, wasn't it? Huh? Nice little job, as I say. Like I said, that, to be honest with you, that's so small, it's probably not worth the effort to repair it for the price of the replacement, which was, as I say, I think it's 36, 30 ice. It isn't 50 quid, it's about £48 delivered. So you've got your VAT and your postage on top with that, and it's less than 48 quid. If you want to take that to somebody to ask them to rewind it, they'd probably charge you a couple of £100 to replace the tool, the Dremel 4000. And I've been looking, and that's how I decided I'll repair it. I was going to replace it. They don't do, or I cannot find the 4000 online at the minute. What I can find is a 4250 for 190 quid. 50 quid, 40 quid, 50 quid, 190 quid. 10 minutes worth of work. It's easy to repair it, isn't it? So now we've got a working tool again. That will probably pull the bearings off, because the bearings are good on that. We might be able to use the bearings for something else. We'll pull that to bits, get the bearings off it. The rest will go in the bin for the recycle man, won't it? Right, well, we'll call that a win, won't we? So thanks very much for visiting, even though we're going to get a big rain shower now, which is just going to probably spoil our audio. But thanks very much for visiting. As always, your time is greatly appreciated when you call to see what we're doing, even if we're just plain electricians or electronics or whatever they are. But remember, don't overthink it. It's only nuts and bolts. And we'll catch you in the next one. Oh, and if you like these videos, please give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, tell your mates. I know YouTube calls it a subscription, but it doesn't cost you anything. It's nothing, it's free. You just tick the box, tick the notification bells, and when we release more videos, you will get an indicator up on your screen when next time you're on YouTube telling you that we've released another video. it doesn't cost money as in a Reader's Digest subscription, for instance. Right guys, thanks very much for visiting. Catch us later. Ta-ra now.